What's going on, guys? It's Skywalker here. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the best Valk spots to use on the map Oregon. If you guys end up finding these cameras helpful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and let me know what other maps you want me to do this on. But enough of that, let's just get straight into the video. Alright guys, so for the first spot, you're just going to want to go to construction. You're going to want to put this camera underneath this little chair right here. This is going to provide a great look into construction. You can see if anyone's attacking the main doorway. You can see if anyone's pushed up in an elbow. And this overall gives you a great sight into the room. This camera is going to protect itself really well. You can't really see it from the attacker's point of view. The only way they can see it is they're looking at that direction and if they crouch. But we all know most of the time attackers are either going to look at the wall if there's a mirror or if someone's playing by elbow, so you should have no problem with this camera at all. Alright guys, so for the second spot, you're just going to want to go to freezer. You're going to want to put the camera on this high beam right here. This camera is going to blend in really well with the beam, so attackers are not going to be able to spot it easily. And this camera is going to give you intel of all the freezer. You can see if anyone's coming down the stairs. And from an attacker's point of view, you're not really going to be able to spot it easily, so this camera just blends in really well. And this camera should help you get intel basically the whole round. Okay, guys, so for the third spot, you're just going to want to put this camera in meeting room. You're just going to want to put it underneath this bench right here. This camera gives you so much intel in this whole room. You can see the whole room, you can see split, you can see the stage, and you can see any attackers that are perhaps trying to open this hatch if you're playing in the basement. And from an attacker's point of view, they're not going to be able to see this camera. This camera is practically invisible. And beyond that, even if you hard ping them, they're not going to think twice to look underneath that bench for the camera. They're usually going to look on the roof. So this camera has helped me so much, and this has helped me win so many rounds as well. On my list, we're going to have this camera watching the main stairs and basement. We all know when you're defending, every now and then we have an attacker or two pushing the main stairs. So this camera is going to do a really good job watching that for you. This camera is very difficult for attackers to spot, even if they're coming down the stairs. As you can see, it's not going to be visible to them. So you should have this camera up basically the whole round as long as you don't hard ping them constantly. And this camera is also one of my best ones for this map. Alright guys, so for the next camera, you're going to want to put this in small tower. You're going to want to use this if you're defending dining and kitchen. This camera is going to let you see the whole room. And what's so great about this camera is attackers can't see it if they're pushing from the window, the side door, or they're coming down the staircase in small tower. This camera is practically invisible. This camera can give you so much intel so fast, and this camera always stays up for me as well. You've probably seen this camera before. This camera has been used a lot in Pro League. So this camera is just going to basically watch sight. If they open the main breach, you can use this camera to see if they're planning by the default spot or if any attacker's trying to push in that room. This camera is very difficult to find just because it's hidden in the lamp, and attackers are not going to really look there. Even though this is a pretty common spot for this cam, they're not going to think twice to look there, so you should have no problems with this camera at all. Alright guys, so for the seventh spot, I like to put this camera underneath this shelf right here in dorms. This camera is just going to watch the big window, and if anyone jumps in, you can see the default behind the bunk beds as well, so you're going to know if there's someone there. This camera, I just go underneath and just shoot the floorboard, and I just put the camera through the ceiling, and that's how it ends up on the shelf, so this works really well. And as you can see from an attacker's point of view, if anyone's playing the window, this camera is not going to be easy to find at all. Alright guys, for the second to last spot, this camera is going to go in supply room, which is also one of the sites if you're defending basement. This camera is basically going to cover if any attacker tries to get in there and push a plant by the default spot, which we all know where it is. And if not, you're still going to be able to see where in the room they're trying to plant, so you'll be able to get that intel off. And this camera is also invisible to attackers because even if they push the door, the lamp is going to hide the camera, so they're not going to be able to spot it. Alright guys, for the next spot, I like to put this camera in attic. I just simply throw it up here, honestly. They don't really find this camera often, honestly. And this is going to watch the breach, and you can see if anyone's hiding behind the little cubby right here. And this camera does really well as well. You can see all of attic, basically, and this could give you some really great intel. Alright guys, for the last spot, this camera is going to go in dining. You're just going to want to put underneath this shelf right here. As you can see from an attacker's point of view, if they're pushing white hallway, you can't really see it. And this is also going to cover the other doorway from small tower, so you're going to have eyes on both main doorways, so this camera is going to work really well. And this camera is probably going to stay up the whole round because attackers don't really look in this area for cameras. Alright guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you find these cameras helpful, and hopefully you start winning more games. If you want me to show you more cool spots like this for more maps in the game, make sure to leave a like and comment down below what maps you want to see, and I'll do it. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, that way you stay updated on future content. And thank you for all the love and support as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.